Good morning. This is Frank with Morning Quick Shot, brought to you by Trade Stalkers and Ninja Pro Traders. It's Thursday, March 23rd. It's about 6:40 Central Standard Time. So let's take a look at what happened last night. As we look at the open right down here at the 23:43.25. Previously their close last night, you can see just above yesterday's open. So as we came back around, we hit the yesterday's open in the bottom of this zone. Get a little bit of just a bounce, and they actually technically called that an overnight low at 42, with the open at 42.25. So pretty much stayed just above that. Broke up into that first zone we had, reached an actually a high for yesterday, which is last night's overnight high. Right around the 49 area, 49.50 officially, and then pulled back to the 24-hour VWAP. Well, I thought we were going to retest all the way down to the open, but it didn't. Kind of rotated right back up. Eventually, we made a higher low and right up into the bottom of the zone. Now we're looking to be holding right here at this 24 VWAP this morning. What I see, let's go to the long side first. One, we expect it to run right back up here to the open at 49.50. We can just do one of a couple things. We go ahead and break out, which would be nice. Get out of this consolidation area, pull back after we break out, and then head up to this next zone and try to make a little progress for all this news comes out this morning, starting around 7:30 Central Time. After that, now if it doesn't break out right here, look for it to continue the consolidation. Look for it to pull right back down into this low again and continue the consolidation. Now, if it can get all the way down to the bottom here, this overnight low, a double bottom, that might give it enough to propel it, through up here, but it'll at least stay in this area and just keep consolidating. Now, that's a kind of a 5, 6 point, depending on where you get a fill here from 42 up to 48. There's 6 points, so that's not a bad place to go zone to zone the way this has been working this morning, ever since it opened, actually. Okay, it's just kind of taking its time to get there. So we'd like to see it break through this little and not do a double top here, break through. Now, we said retest, then move up to the next zone, a little bit of pullback, and it might even come all the way back and retest it one more time, as sellers are going to try to step in and keep this market down, especially with this vote going on sometime today with Trump. I forgot what it was, forgot what time the vote was for the health care plan, but that's one of those things that good news can be bad news is good news. So just be very cautious today with the news. After it breaks out here, we head there, we get the retest, comes up, look for it to break to the top side here, 57.50 area, come back and test the zone just a little bit, and then run right up to the next zone at 60 area. Now, this 60 area, kind of a strange area to be in. It's probably going to hold somewhere right around this 56 a little bit. Try to break up to the 60, 62 zone. Once we break through this and hold up here, look for a little bit of pullback and maybe some consolidation for the day. With all the news going on, unless it's just really, really good news, it should hold somewhere around this 62. But if we break out, we're going to go all the way up to the 70. And of course, as crazy as this market is, we could start extending once we get to the 70s. Look for a little bit of pullback, and then that momentum frame is going to jump on, and we could hit this 80, and we could just flat run all the way up to the 82 zone up in this area. Then we're going to be looking at 90s and 2300s. Who knows after what happened the other day what this market's going to do? But you can see, looking long term here now, we've been nothing but consolidating here for a couple of days. So let's look at the downside now. If we fail this 24-hour view up and continue down to the open price, and we fail to double bottom here, we double bottom here, and by that I mean we double bottom, we come back up and retest, just right in here somewhere, very little above it, as it thinks about it, and then it's going to just drive right down to yesterday's open, the 40. It might bounce to consolidate in this zone just for a second or two, and then but then it's going to drive right straight down to this zone. Look for a retest back up to this yesterday's open in this 40-50 area. And as the sellers are really taking control, look for this next move to come all the way down to the top of the yesterday, bottom of today's zone at 32.25. Now this is a good area for a strong reversal for it to push it back up and move into a long scenario with all this stuff applying in here for testing and turning support and resistance. However, we failed this zone and it keeps right on going down to about the 29.30. look for a retest at the bottom of this zone, and then drop down to this 28, and then look out below. Very good chance we could end up all the way down to this 20 and all the way down into this 2310, 2308, um, and all the way down to the 2300 again. That's how ugly the market can get. So we're not sure what's going to happen with there, but let's look at the big picture. Get the workspaces over here and get our volume profile. And let's take a look at volume profile here for just a second. Hmm. All right, on the daily chart, we're looking at right here. You can see we bottomed out right here. Tried to hold this 38.2 retracement. We are. Now we're coming back up. Now here's that 42 level that we've been talking about possibly holding, not holding. That was the first move to get down there. So now we really need this. If the 38.2 holds, if it really holds, it starts to go back up. You know, that we're looking at about 85% chance that this market is going to continue all the way up, at least to a double top and probably extend past it. All right. So this is a very strong, powerful signal, especially on a daily chart, for this to move right up into this area. So, but our first stop is going to be this 63, the 62, 63 zone area, so we talked about just a few minutes ago, and it's got to get through there. So don't be surprised if we get a little pullback. You know, maybe a 52. That's 8 point range for it to do a little pullback on and then drive up again. And so we should break that zone, move up into this 82 level we just talked about on the zones, 80, 82 level, and then eventually up to 92, up to 2400. All right, we just talked about that with our daily zones, and that's the big picture on that one. Just to break it down, you can see what we did on the 4-hour chart. Here is the breakdown. Our mini crash, as a lot of people are calling it, 32 retracement, just like you can see, just a little bit better. And now we're gradually pulling up. We've cleared the 42. As long as it stays above here, again, it clearly shows here 60 next target, a little bit of resistance right in here where we're at. That's why we're going flatline. If you look right here, we have structure to the left at 5150, and this is where we're holding. It needs to break that to continue that move. It needs to break that 5150 right up into this next zone up here at 60. All right, we need to close above it. It'll probably consolidate a little bit, and then we need to drive right up in 75 first, then 81. All right. If you have any questions, contact Frank at TradeStalkers.com, and have a great day.